Welcome inside our New York studios once again. Brent Stover, Kevin Carter, and Beanie Wells. Georgia and Tennessee, the game of the day in Knoxville. The Bulldogs having won 8 in a row over the Volunteers, with each of them coming by at least 14 points. Well, let's just say not this time. Back and forth. Sensational game. Tennessee, what a scene inside Neyland Stadium, trying to stop that long losing skid against their arch rivals. In the third, 6-point game, Joey Aguilar letting Chris Brazel go up and get it. Massive catch, Vols up 28-27 on to the fourth.
Aguilar to a wide open Braylon Staley for the 34-yard score to retake the lead 35-30. Georgia on the next possession, down 8, 4th and 6. Gunnar Stockton connects with London Humphreys for the 28-yard score. They will go on to make the 2-point conversion and tie the game at 38.
Last chance for Tennessee to get the win. Max Gilbert misses the 43-yard field goal. We're headed to overtime. And after a Tennessee field goal, Georgia with a 2nd and goal from the 1. Josh McCray going to punch it in for the 1-yard score. Bulldogs get the win, 44-41.
And their 9th straight as they remain unbeaten and once again certainly a national title contender. And if they do end up in the playoff and with a chance of that title, we will circle back to this particular win in dramatic fashion on the road. Gunnar Stockton, 304, 3 total touchdowns in the loss. Aguilar, 371 and 5 total touchdowns. Did throw a couple of picks, but Chris Brazel, 6 receptions, 177, 3 touchdowns. Tremendous game. This is college football at its best. This is the SEC at its best, where you flip a coin at the end of the game. Georgia easily could have been walking away. They did. Tennessee easily could have been walking away with a victory at home.
Oh, this was a slugfest. I loved every bit of this football game. You know, from the quarterback play to the defensive side of the football, anytime Joey Aguilar went out and made a play, all Georgia did was respond to it. And that's the makings of a championship caliber football team. And I think down the stretch in this football game, that's what it was about, those fine-tuned decisions. Who was going to step up in those critical moments? Georgia did it best, especially on the defensive side.
And, you know, Joey Aguilar, hats off to his performance today. I mean, look at the numbers. 24 of 36, 371 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Those 2 interceptions, that run game of the Vols was under a lot of pressure because Georgia is one of the best in college football at making halftime adjustments. Third quarter, man, the Vols offense was stalling just a little bit, but, man, hats off to Joey Aguilar and company for staying with it. Aguilar responsible for 5 total touchdowns in this, but in the end, to me, it was the Georgia run game that made the biggest difference in this ball game. Chauncey Bowens, Nate Frazier, Dwight Phillips, and a little bit of quarterback run from Gunnar Stockton. Nearly 200 yards on the ground for Georgia. It seems like they're the ones kind of putting the exclamation point and getting the little things right in a slugfest like this. This came down to who was going to miss a kick, drop a pass, have a penalty, or just the little things in this ball game. But, man, great game today.
Aguilar in the opening quarter was 14 of 14. I mean, he nearly played a perfect game at times for Tennessee. But Gunnar Stockton on the other side for the Georgia Bulldogs, as you look at just how good he was, 213 2 touchdowns, no picks in that rushing touchdown. Aguilar really was sensational in this game. But when you flip it to the other side, remember Carson Beck and the job that he did at Georgia, one of the greats of all time. He moves on. It's worked out beautifully for him at Miami, and it's working out beautifully for Stockton, who we saw in the SEC title game. You wonder, Beanie, how much confidence he built getting that big opportunity. Fast forward to 2025, and he's off to a great start.
Yeah, most certainly, he's built his confidence. And I think the offensive coaching staff there at Georgia has done the right things, pitting him in the proper positions to where he's not going to lose the game for you. All he can do is amplify what you want to do on the offensive side. And when you got a young player like that starts to gain their confidence, then you start unloading the playbook to him. And I think right now we're watching that happen. We're watching him develop right before our eyes. And what's happening and taking place, they're looking like one of the top teams in the country right now.
Give me a gritty, tough, hard-nosed, not afraid to run, not afraid to run, game-managing quarterback any day over the guy who's going to throw for, 400 yards on a given Saturday. I mean, look, Gunnar Stockton, to me, looks as good, as comfortable as any quarterback in the country right now playing behind this Georgia front. And right now he has the run game to match, and the Georgia defense, well, they showed up, I guess, when they had to. I can't really say they really showed up big today, 41 points given up, but this was a slugfest, like you said.
As the head coach of Georgia, Kirby Smart, with this win, is now 60-0 in games where his team scores 35 or more points. They don't usually give up this kind of, points output, but You go back to last year, they had a couple of games like this, but now they've got the ability not just to have a great defense, but even on a day when that defense does give up quite a bit like they did in this game, they have the ability to go out and outshoot teams, Kevin.
Well, it's about finding a way to win. And the great teams, what separates good teams from great teams, is finding the ability to win in a tough matchup. That's the difference, man. Like, Tennessee's going to look back and they're going to see so many little things. Oh, man, if we'd have done this, or if we'd have made that kick in regulation, or if we'd have done this, or if we hadn't have done this, there'll be all these things that you could have done. But Georgia is teaching a master class just on how to win the tough, tight ball game.
Let's take a look at the schedule coming up, because so far they have beaten Marshall 45-7. They beat Austin Peay 28-6, 44-41 in OT now against Tennessee. They get the bye week coming up, and then the showdown at home against number 19 Alabama. They got Auburn, a ranked team. They got Ole Miss as well. They've got Texas, currently ranked number 7, in the middle of November. As you look, Beanie, at that schedule, what do you make of it for the Georgia Bulldogs?
Obviously, when you look at that Alabama football game, that's going to be one that everybody has circled and wanting to see that because of the high-flying game it was last year. But in the grand scheme of things, they have a pretty favorable schedule in the SEC. They don't have an extremely tough gauntlet, in my opinion, to go through to get to a college football playoff.
Yeah, this is one of the top teams that they'll face in terms of ranked teams left on their schedule. So, I mean, obviously, look, you know, every Big Ten or SEC schedule
it's always going to be tough.
Pretty much going to be a murderer's row in terms of the teams that you have on your schedule. If you get enough good teams, and there are enough good teams on their schedule for them to lose a game somewhere, right? But this is how they navigate this. And, I mean, you got to like Georgia's chances just because, like I said, in a game like today where they give up 41 points, but they're able to find some way to win, and the little things and the small details. Georgia, you know, they very well could be back on national championship path, especially with this win early in the season.
Don't bury Tennessee. Remember, they hung 45 in the opener against Syracuse, beat them 45-26, scored 72 in a win over East Tennessee State, barely lose this one in overtime. They get UAB next week, then at Mississippi State, Arkansas, then the Alabama game. But as you look at it as it stands right now, only 2 ranked teams. I mean, that schedule is favorable for them to get back to the playoff where they made it last year.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And when you look at Tennessee in its entirety, they're a better football team than they were last year. And last year, they were a college football playoff team.
Yep.
I think right now, sitting in a prime position, everything right in front of them, they're going to make things happen. They got that high-flying offense, and then we know how Josh Heupel is on the defensive side of the ball. In critical games, they'll step up. This happened to be one of them that they came up short. Moving forward, they'll be much better.
All right. It was an awesome college football game there at Neyland Stadium. Beanie Wells, Kevin Carter, I'm Brent Stover. For now, so long from our studios in New York.